Hi guys, good morning from my side. So this morning I'm just gonna let you guys listen to this video that Justin did yesterday. So in the video, he said a lot of bullshit, but what I'm going to point out, or what I'm going to what I'm trying to make this video to do is to document it. This man said in this video, he said a lot of BS, but in this video, what I'm pointing out is he said he was going to, like, he said Cora will be coming out in days or weeks to fake another attack. So that is suspicious. Cora just launched an album and it was successful. She just released an album. So what would make her to come out to fake an attack? So I'm just thinking that this man is planning, allegedly, this man may be planning something sinister to do to this lady, and when she comes out to talk about it, she would come out and say, he would come out and say, oh, haven't I said it? I said she was coming out to fake an attack. She's out now to fake this attack. Because why would he think of that? And what will make Cora to come out and fake an attack when she was not attacked? When she's in a season of joy and happiness, when she's successful, like she's successful in her album launch, what will now make her to come out to fake an attack if this man is not planning to attack her allegedly? Why is he thinking like that? What will make him to think this way? And we've heard the children being concerned for their mom, even the 4-year-old. Mommy, we don't want you to die. Mommy, we want you alive. Mommy, we want to say you alive. We've heard the donkey guy threatening up and down, making like concerning threats about Cora. In his comment section everywhere, he said it. So guys, be listening. Watch and listen.
Oh, happy Saturday, April 11th. It's a beautiful day out here in Los Angeles, California. So, what's up? Just give it a few minutes and let people load on here. But what we're going to do today is a guy's got to protect himself. The patterns are pretty obvious. And, the allegations that are being made are the most extreme sort that you could possibly make. So, that is what we have to deal with. Hello, clock it. That's right. Hello, Kimberly. I'm loving all the clock it's in there. Be sure to comment lots of clock it's everywhere. All right, so what are we going to talk about today? Lots of things. Mostly, we're going to talk about the cycle of abuse and a recent allegation, because I'm responsible for everything. When you guys go to the gas pump and it costs more to fill up your gas tank, I'm going to take full responsibility for that. That was me. Again, a little preface for people that are new here. I'm a sports chiropractor in LA. I've worked with 5 Olympic teams, professional sports teams, CEOs and celebrities that you see on TV. So why am I on here being a truth teller? Well, because there is a organization, a cult, organized by my ex-wife, they are structured, they are organized, and they just lie. Primarily to try to
The way this man lies is scary. He is the one tormenting the ex-wife, but he will change it and say they are tormenting him.
Probably because of the color of my skin or whatever, or they're insecure that I'm a good father. But it has been going on for years and years. I have been accused of everything you can possibly think of. And for those of you that wonder, why don't you just go to court? Well, I tried that, and the evidence that is undisputable fact was considered hearsay. So I am tired of being harassed. I'm not a doormat. It's been going on for 4.5 years. I have ignored it for most of those 4.5 years. I've come out and defended myself a few times just because I got tired of it. And now it seems like the only way that this will ever be a thing of the past is if I continue relentlessly to tell the truth with evidence or logic. And until the perpetrators are so embarrassed to tell a lie that they just leave me alone. But, we are making progress on that front. We do have a cease and desist to all the bloggers. So yes, Joy, we know who you are. Yes, Sonia, we know where you are. Yes, Natasha, we know where you are. Yes, Elijah, We know where you are, where you work, where you go to church. Yeah. Yep. So, yes. So these perpetrators of cyber harassment we are in the process of, well, to be determined later. Don't want to spoil it. Okay, so what are we talking about today? Let's talk about common distraction techniques. That I'm going to be careful with my word choice because I don't want this video to be suppressed. Because generally, if you talk about this stuff, it gets suppressed. So let's talk about the files, right? It was in the news everywhere, right? Files, like everywhere, everyone was talking about these files, all the heinous things that people in power do. And then we went to, then we did some political stuff in the Middle East. And now nobody's talking about that anymore. That is a distraction technique. When you have something that you don't want people to focus on, you create a big event that keeps their focus on for a period of time, and then they forget about the heinous thing in the past. So, where are we now? Right now, right? Between me being fully dedicated to stopping these lies, stopping this harassment, because I don't want my kids growing up with them, so I am calling out all the bad behavior with evidence. And Don and Stoney standing their ground as well, being like, we're not going to deal with this as well. The people are starting to understand and realize what's going on much more prevalently. Now, I get it. There's always going to be the cult members that will, they're the ones you see on my comment section that are like saying I'm obsessed, saying I'm jealous, saying whatever. Like they're just there. They have their own little chat group and they're like, Dr. Dean posted, go harass him. Like they're organized. They are a legitimate organized, like I've been saying, terrorist organization for many years now, and they in fact are proving to be as such. Like the organization between them, the communication between them is just so bloody obvious. Okay, so back to what we talked about: files, news, terrible stuff, and now we're at war. Great distraction technique, right? So, where does this lead with my story? Just giving you guys, many of you guys probably are aware of this. Americans, 60% of my audience now is American. The majority of the rest is in the UK, and the only African country that is left is South Africa, and they will probably get blocked entirely soon. Sorry, this tag is annoying me. So, okay, so distraction techniques. So this, regardless of what you see on the internet, of all these bloggers that are getting paid to do this, people are, especially Americans, are figuring out what's going on. So here's what I predict's going to happen. I predict something big, drastic, some kind of victim event will take place. And let me give you some clues, right? So I'm going to, again, with evidence, so that you guys understand, I'm not putting out false information, meaning I'm putting out a prediction, but it's based on somebody else's actions. Okay, so many of you guys remember the London attack. Allegedly, my ex was attacked with a knife and acid. Well, I looked at it. She said she got attacked in the leg, but then there's a video of her saying she cut her leg on a table. You can hear voices in the background say, "Ooh, that was a good one. Ooh, you scared me." It's completely obvious that it was fake. And why would she do such a fake thing? Well, for attention. She was even bragging afterwards that it made TMZ, and that made her, that doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you be happy about all this publicity of somebody trying to do such a thing to you? And of course, who got the blame for it? This guy. Just like your gas prices, that was me. All right, so let me give you some evidence. I'm going to use some of these words to justify what I'm saying, and I will continue to use her words until she shuts the fuck up. Yeah. Okay, ready? So remember, she was attacked in London, and this was on Easter Sunday, so this wasn't that long ago at all.
See me, I will go. I'm going to finish that investigation. When they find out who sent that person, it is a felony. You are going to jail. That's attempted MURD.
MUDRER.
You are going to jail for hiring a hitman on your ex-wife.
So she very, very clearly just said, hired a hitman on your ex-wife. That's me. Okay? So she very clearly accused me of hiring someone to harm her, which is absolutely false. I wish her the best. I just want her terrible, despicable behavior that affects me and the kids and virtually anyone that comes in contact with her to stop, right? So, yeah, so she's been saying other things like, well, if anything happens to me, you know who did it, all that kind of stuff. So this is what we call like little psychological seeds that they're planting to try to plant the seeds that someone like myself, in this case, is capable of the most heinous crimes of humanity, which is not true, because if it was true, I would have, 4.5 years of harassment. I'm pretty sure I would have broken that regard far before now, because I am a doctor and none of this is good for me. This is a lose-lose situation. Regardless if this ends today and she ends up in prison or whatever, which, who knows? She just committed a felony with her record. with her album debut, So regardless, this is going to taint my reputation forever. This is a stain on my legacy and my children's legacy. But that being said, it's a lose-lose situation. I'm doing what I have to protect myself, because we have this is some psychopathic shit. Accusing someone of something like that is very psychopathic. So once you know someone is psychopathic, you must not play by the standard rules of society and ethics anymore, especially when a court system will not help you. So when you're dealing with a psychopath, you've got like what the mistakes I've made in the past is you have to do everything. There is no hiding. There is no ignoring it. It's just going to go away. No, you have to address the situation full on. The other option is you hide, and I can't hide because that's not who I am. I'm not going to run away because somebody's bullying me. I would never be able to live with myself if I walked away and allowed someone to completely harm myself or my daughters without standing up for myself and saying, no, this is not okay. And I think many of you would agree with this. So back to my prediction. So right now, because people are learning who she is, and it's very obvious from a Western culture what's going on here, because we've seen this before. We see this before with Amber Heard, and everyone knows the crazy woman that throws out allegations. And the only reason this is getting so big is because there's so many supporters that know she's lying and cover up the lies and try to just like politics, try to feed the news feed with as much defamation content as possible to cover up the bad behavior, whether it's abusing the kids, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They fixate on whatever they can. Okay, my daughter has a knot in her hair because we went to the pool. They will fixate on that to distract from the terrible behavior, right? It's called enabling. So what I'm predicting very clearly, and bloggers, those of you that are watching this, there you go. Bloggers, this is time for you to screen record, right? I'll IP content violate later. But because her album did not go well, because Stoney made a diss track and I was on it, which I did that very proudly because I'm tired of this psychopathic behavior. And the only way that I see it going away, because I can't rely on the court system to do anything, is to be 10 toes down and completely stand in my truth and not let this psychopathic person completely and utterly bully me and destroy my life. And so, which henceforth affects the kid's life, right? So, I think that she's going to plan another fake attack soon. It could be any sort of thing. Like wherever she's traveling in the next week, wherever she's traveling in the next 3 weeks, I think that there's going to be some sort of victim episode to distract from her album failure. I mean, she had however many sales, and nobody was able to download the actual music, which is in fact fraud, and then posted it, and then went to YouTube. So it's kind of like a cash grab, crash and run. I've seen the comments of people getting blocked for asking her where's the download. So that's not cool. That's not good business practices whatsoever. And yeah, so why am I doing this? It's the only way I can protect myself. Meaning that if she goes and plans some kind of crazy stunt for a publicity stunt, and I don't say something first that I think this is going to occur again, now she has the ammunition, the bloggers, the propaganda machine to send everyone out after me and make me look like a bad person. I mean this woman no harm. All I want her to do is clean up her behavior, stop abusing my children, stop lying about me, and stop mistreating other people that then reach out to me and be like, talk about how she hurt them. So this is 4.5 years later, the pattern is consistently repeated. So those of you guys that don't know how toxic people work, or narcissistic people, or psychopathic people, and this is exactly how the bloggers work as well, the propaganda machine. They harass, they harass, they harass, they poke, they poke, they poke, and then the other person, in this case me, defends himself with the truth, and then they ignore you and act like the victim, right? That's what she's been doing the last couple of weeks. I've been telling the truth, and she's like, focus, album, right? So very soon, I think that there's going to be some sort of publicity stunt, and I really hope she doesn't, because honestly, this stuff's gone too far. But at this point, I am 10 toes down and completely committed to ending this, and the only way it seems like I can end it is to make her so embarrassed about lying that she stops doing it. I mean, that's pretty much it. They're washing their back. It wasn't, from my understanding, it wasn't acid. It was fingernail polish remover. That's actually a pretty interesting idea. If I was to hire someone to do this, why would I tell them to use fingernail polish remover? Why? Doesn't make any sense. Like at all. At all. In fact, those are the Koreans watching. I would like you guys to send her a bunch of money so that she can go to London and figure the rest of this out. Because I'm willing to bet she probably has an arrest warrant for her in London right now. This happened, what, two and a half years ago, and she hasn't been back? I'm pretty sure she has an arrest warrant for her in London, because there's no way that was real. And, not to like take away from other people that have experienced similar experiences, but no. I'm calling bullshit, and I'm making a challenge for the cult, the propaganda machine, to raise money, pay for her flight to go to London, and finish the investigation. Because I bet when she gets off that plane, she'll be in handcuffs. Or they'll do the DNA test like they're asking her to do, which she refuses, and then she'll be in handcuffs. Like, the amount of lies that this woman, the amount of people that she's hurt is getting to the point where I'm embarrassed by it, because I brought her here, I immigrated her here, and this is what she's doing to American citizens. Was confirmed non-toxic makeup by the Metropolitan Police. But if you look at her acting in those videos, she was acting like she was so much pain. I have so much pain from nail polish remover makeup. So much pain. And then looking over the camera and they're spraying her back and the paramedics literally like, what the hell is going on? Like, and yeah. So I've been wanting to talk about this for years, but I just, for me personally, I've been just trying to make content with my kids because, they're saying, because they're terrorizing me about anything that they can nitpick about me being a father. So I'm like, screw it. I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to have a record for my kids. Because when you're dealing, you guys got to understand, many of you guys have never dealt with this kind of psycho. So many of you don't understand. Ooh, I just had some fish oil and I just burped up fish oil. It's gross. Many of you don't understand what it's like to deal with this level of psycho. You have to protect yourself, right? So, if I don't protect myself, and protect my relationship with my children, which is why I had the kids on the line in the first place, it protected my relationship with my kids. It's getting to the point now where I don't have my kids online nearly as much, if at all, because June's getting slapped. They're getting punished for not being on camera with her, which is completely unacceptable, and I don't want my kids to associate performance in front of a screen with love. That's the fastest way you can screw up a kid, and that's the fastest way you create a narcissist, is make a kid have their love attached to some sort of performance rather than unconditional love, even when they mess up. So oftentimes with my kids, especially Athena with, going through the toddler phase, I make sure they know that even when they mess up, they're loved. Even when they lie, I love them. Even when they're throwing a tantrum, I love them. even when they're whatever they're doing, whatever their bad behavior is. Not that they're they're great kids, not that they're bad that often, but they are kids, right? So yeah, so that's one of the main reasons I don't have my kids online nearly as much, and because if you make a kid think that their love is a performance, then they're gonna, and then basically we get this kind of psycho shit.